Imagine an island caught between two worlds, under the same Mediterranean sun but living two different realities. Cyprus is divided, but its story remains one. In 1974, a coup backed by Greek nationalists was followed by a military intervention by Turkey. Events that changed the fate of the island forever. The island was split. The internationally recognized Republic of Cyprus in the south, mostly Greek Cypriot, and the breakaway Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, TRNC, in the north, recognized only by one country, Turkey. Decades have passed, peace talks have risen and stalled, generations have grown up under division, and still the island remains one of Europe's longest-running frozen conflicts. But 2025 may mark a turning point. A wave of change has brought new leadership, new hope, and new tension. And the future of Cyprus may now be at a crossroads. Welcome to Cyprus Real View, where we explore not only politics but human stories beneath the headlines. Hit subscribe and the bell icon now so you don't miss what comes next. Northern Cyprus for decades lived under Ankara's shadow. Its institutions, economy, foreign policy, all heavily tied to Turkey, security guarantees, economic aid, political alignment. These shaped the North's status quo. In 2020, the North was led by Ersin Tatar, whose platform was aligned with Turkey's vision, a two-state solution. But for many in TRNC, years under Tatar became synonymous with stagnation. Talks stagnated, hope for reunification faded, life under political isolation and economic uncertainty became normalized. According to statements made by Tatar's 2025 challenger, many felt the North had turned into what he called an open-air prison, where lack of negotiations, lack of reforms and continuing isolation became the norm. Cyprus Mail, -2, OSW, Ośrodek Studiów Wschodnich, Poryntwo. On 19 October 2025, the people of Northern Cyprus went to the polls in a pivotal presidential election. The result shocked many. With 62.8% of the vote, Tufan Erhürman, a center-left politician and leader of the main opposition party, Republican Turkish Party, CTP, defeated incumbent Ersin Tatar, who got only 35.8%. This landslide win wasn't just a party shift. Many analysts call it a political earthquake in the Turkish Cypriot community. The ruling coalition parties backing Tatar reeling, facing internal turmoil and in disarray, while parties supporting Erhürman prepare to capitalize on the change. Erhürman's platform returned to peace negotiations with the Greek Cypriot side under a federal, bi-communal, bi-zonal model, a solution long backed by the United Nations, UN. For many in the North, especially younger generations longing for mobility, stability, and EU-style freedoms, this felt like a breath of fresh air. The possibility to bridge the divide, restore rights, and open doors once closed seemed real again. Yet even as applause echoed in streets of Lefkosa and Girne, reality remained complicated. Erhürman was quick to clarify that under his leadership, foreign policy decisions and any moves regarding the Cyprus issue would still be made in consultation with Turkey, a long-standing tradition of Northern Cyprus. There has never been a president who took decisions without Ankara's guidance, and there won't be under me, he said soon after election results. In November 2025, Erhürman paid his first official visit to Ankara, a symbolic move that underlined Northern Cyprus's dependence on Turkey. During the bilateral meetings with Turkish leadership, the question of the island's future, TRNC's status, and the shape of any negotiation plan were top of the agenda. At the same time, on the southern side, the internationally recognized Republic of Cyprus continues under its established path. Alignment with the European Union, regional diplomacy, economic ties, and assertion of its sovereignty over the whole island, a position reinforced by decades of international recognition. The South argues that any solution must acknowledge the island as a single entity, under a unified federal framework, not two separate states. For Greek Cypriots, a two-state outcome is non-starter. Yet within this renewed wave of optimism, there are powerful countercurrents. On one side in Northern Cyprus, hardline voices, some aligned with nationalist wings in Turkey, argue that the recent election shouldn't be taken as a verdict for reunification. For them, calls are rising again for annexation or full integration of TRNC into Turkey. Only days after the election, some Turkish nationalist politicians demanded a parliamentary referendum for TRNC to join Turkey, dismissing federal talks. On the other hand, even among voices supporting reunification, deep skepticism remains. Not all believe in meaningful change. Some view Erhürman's victory as priority shift from hardline nationalism to softer rhetoric, but doubt whether real negotiations can proceed as long as the structural dependence on Turkey persists. They warn that promises may stay words if Ankara continues to anchor Northern Cyprus under its strategic umbrella. Meanwhile, in the broader regional context, new tensions stir. On 27th of November 2025, as the southern government signed a maritime demarcation agreement with Lebanon, aiming at energy cooperation and offshore gas exploration, Ankara strongly condemned the deal, arguing that it violates the rights of Turkish Cypriots and ignores TRNC's claims. Turkish authorities declared the agreement unacceptable and called on regional actors not to support moves that sideline Northern Cyprus. This development highlights a harsh truth. Even as leaders talk of reunification, vested interests, regional energy geopolitics, and external pressures complicate the situation. As regional alliances shift, any settlement on Cyprus risks entanglement in greater geopolitical games, and the island's division may be leveraged as a bargaining chip. At the heart of all this, ordinary people. For many Turkish Cypriots, especially the youth, Erhürman's win brought a fragile hope for freer movement, better economic prospects, international recognition, possibilities for education and travel as equals in Europe. For Greek Cypriots, the aspiration remains reunification under a fair federal system, restoring unity without sacrificing national identity or sovereignty. But decades of frustration, broken promises, and frozen negotiations have left scars. Distrust runs deep. For some, division feels permanent. For others, the dream of a united Cyprus is a moral imperative. What lies ahead? Several scenarios seem possible. Maybe the renewed talks will revive diplomacy, with goodwill on both sides, perhaps mediated by the UN, maybe even with international guarantees. Maybe concessions will open the door, property rights, movement agreements, mutual recognition. Or politics could stall again. Internal divisions in TRNC, pressure from Ankara, Greek Cypriot suspicion, or external interference might freeze the status quo. Worst case, the North could drift into deeper dependence on Turkey, while the South strengthens its regional alliances, leading to a de facto permanent separation, embedding a reality of two parallel states. But even in darkness, there is light. The people of Cyprus, young and old, Greek and Turkish, still share the same soil, the same sea, the same climate. Their lives, their memories, their culture breathe the same Mediterranean air. This human dimension, ambition, fear, nostalgia, hope, may yet shape the future more than treaties or maps. Cyprus is not only a political puzzle, it is a human story. And you, dear viewer, now stand at the threshold of this story. If you care about the future of divided lands, about human stories behind headline conflicts, about identity, belonging, and the power of hope, stick with us on Cyprus Real View. Like this video, share it with friends who care about history, politics, and the human condition. And subscribe now for deeper dives into life in Northern Cyprus, Southern Cyprus, and the fragile bridge between them. Because whether you believe division is permanent or reunion possible, understanding both sides, listening to the people, seeing beyond flags and borders, that's how we begin to write a new chapter. This is not the end, it's only the beginning. And on this island that once was whole, the next turns may surprise us all.